Coco, I'm trying to do something. Why don't you come sit down here? Come on. Come and sit down next to me. Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. Sorry it is a little bit delayed. I know every time I say they aren't going to be delayed and then they are. Hello Coco. I feel like she's just going to join us in and out for this video. It is that time of the month again. We are going to do our monthly TBR. Now it is the 7th of November, so I'm just going to probably do 5 books like I did last month. Hello, I know. Come and lay down. Just lay down with me. Lay down. Good girl. So I'll probably do the 5 books. I read, how many did I read last month? Goodreads. So going into, like, I finished the first ACOTAR book on I think it was like the 1st of October. So I don't know. If we count that one, then I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I read 7 books. All right. Let's just get started. Right, so my first pull for November, first TBR prompt. A book with a 3-word title. Okay, what have we got? Oh, that's what I'm reading at the moment, so I can't put that one there. Coco, you're gonna have to leave. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're gonna have to leave. Come on, come on. I don't know how much you can see. Let's try and... I bought a few books over the last... what's a good idea? I bought quite a few books over the last month, of course, even though... I think I said I was on a book buying ban, but yeah, that didn't work. So anyway, the first prompt was a book with a 3-word title. Let's have a look at what we've got. Say You Swear is 3 words. Ooh, Done and Dusted. Oh my god, this is so hard. Nothing else on that top one. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow. Not in Love. Lessons in Chemistry. Oh my god, there's quite a few. The Work Wives. Oh, this happened last month and I could not get it out. Alright. Jesus, we've got quite a few books to choose from. Oh my golly gosh. Alright, these are our options. I'm going to put them down literally before I drop them. Now, I'm going to have a look at them and see which one I want to get to most. I'll choose 3. I really want to start the Done and Dusted series by Lila Sage because I've heard really good things about that one. And then Say You Swear. This is like a TikTok, like a, what is it called, a BookTok book? Yeah. For years I've dreamt of what college life could bring, and while some things changed, there was always one constant. It didn't matter how wild I allowed my imagination to run, my future was clear and he was it, until suddenly he wasn't. Now there's a new man in my life, one who isn't afraid to go after what he wants, and what he wants is me. So that sounds pretty good. I'm just going to choose out of 2 because if I add way too many more, I'm going to be here for literally hours. And Done and Dusted. She's off limits, but he's never been good at following the rules. Oh, it's a brother's best friend, small town romance. This is it. This is it. I can't go past a small town romance. Small town romance, yeah. There's just something about it. I don't know what. It's just like enticing. It captures you. Done and Dusted is the first book. exciting. I'm really excited to read this book. So for the first time in her life, Clementine Emmy Ryder has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark, Wyoming, went to college and made a career for herself by doing her favourite thing, riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but to return to the hometown she's always wanted to escape. Luke Brooks is Meadowlark's most notorious bad boy, bar owner and bachelor. He's also the unofficial fifth member of the Ryder family. As Emmy's older brother's best friend, Luke spent most of his childhood antagonizing her. It's been years since he's seen her, but when she walks into his bar and back into his life, he can't take his eyes off her. Against his better judgment, he wants to do a whole lot more than just look at her. As things between Emmy and Brooks heat up, it gets more difficult for him to keep his hands off her. Can he help her get her spark back, or will they both go up in flames? I cannot wait to read that. This book literally took me forever to find. So every time I went to Kmart or Big W, it said it was in stock, but it was never on the shelf, and then it was never at the back, even though it said they were in stock. So every single time I went, and the only place I could find it was QBD. And unless, like, you know, I've just been paid or I'm feeling like treating myself, I don't really feel like spending $24 on one book. So I finally went back to the sunny coast a few weeks back with to visit mum and dad or something, and I found it right on the shelf. And then every time I've been to my Big W and Kmart since, there's like heaps on the shelf. So it's just the way it is. But anyway, first book, Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Alright, my next TBR prompt. I can't even remember what some of these say, which is so exciting. A book with a unique male character name. Ooh. I'm going to have to read like the back of some of these. What do I feel like reading? And then let's just see if their name is unique. I remember reading the back of Jake and Caleb. No, that's not unique. Sean isn't unique. Charlie isn't unique. I feel like I remember reading this and some of these names were really weird. Macon, Army, Iron, Dallas, and Trace. I think I'm just gonna do it. I've been seeing this book everywhere as well. It's another like TikTok one that I've seen heaps. 5 Brothers. I know that this book is a bit controversial because of what it entails, but I'll read the back anyway. So on the other side of town are 5 brothers. Macon is the oldest. I've never seen him smile. Army is a single dad with beautiful green eyes. Iron will be in prison soon. Dallas is the one I hate. Trace used to be mine. I need to go home, away from the swamps and these men. I'll leave tomorrow. I'll crash on the couch tonight. Everyone is asleep except for one. He sees me crying. I let him wrap his arms around my body and hold me. I don't think it was Trace, which means it was another brother. I don't know who, but I can't help but want him to hold me again. I have never read a Penelope Douglas book, but I'm very keen. Oh, there's a playlist at the front. There's trigger warnings. What the fuck is Christian? Is that her name? Krisjen. This is, yeah, very strange names for what I'm used to. So, a book with a unique male character name. I'm going to do 5 Brothers by Penelope Douglas. Right, now there's a few books on here that I really want to get to, but I don't want to say them because I don't want to jinx myself. So we will just see. Alright, my third TBR prompt. A book with a reading related word in the title. Did I have one for this? I swear I looked. Oh, yes. So a book related word. So like paper, story, book, anything like that. I think I've only got the one. How to End a Love Story. Well, I've got encyclopedia. That's a reading related word. Yeah, it'll have to be between these two. Alright. So between these two books, I've got How to End a Love Story and Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I know that this is fantasy, and I think this is just romance. Helen Zhang is the best-selling author who can't write her own happy ever after. Grant Shepard is a screenwriter with the movie star looks who can't afford his therapist. When the two of them are put together to adapt Helen's books for television, it should be a dream come true. Helen can start a new life in Hollywood. Grant can pay his mortgage. Only Grant Shepard is the last person that Helen wanted to see again. She's never forgiven him for what happened 13 years ago. So no one is more surprised than her when sparks begin to fly between them in the writer's room. Their history is messy, their attraction is undeniable, and soon they're both in too deep. This wasn't meant to be a love story, but aren't the best endings the one you never saw coming? Ooh, and Emily Henry's wrote, I'll read anything she writes, an absolute star. Carly Fortune, I was hooked on the very first page. The chemistry between Helen and Grant is pure magic. I want to read another fantasy, and as a new fantasy reader, I don't think I can do two fantasies like this in 1 month. So I think for a book with a reading related word in the title, I am going to choose How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwan. I don't know how to say it. Kwan? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, we're really on the romance train this month, that's for sure. I mean, that's like most of my books anyway, but... TBR prompt number 4. Small one. A book that is a standalone. Okay. Well, I know that one isn't, that one isn't, that one isn't. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. I think this is a standalone. Yeah, that one's a standalone. Be a standalone. I know that one isn't. I'm pretty sure Hopeless is a standalone. Let's have a Google. It's not a standalone. Well, it's part of like a series called Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. So Hopeless is number 1, and then Losing Hope is number 2. So I can't do that one. Collide is a standalone. No. Maybe Birthday Girl is. Yes, this is a standalone as well. No, I can't do 2 Penelope Douglas books in one month. I am not doing it. Maybe I'll just choose out of these. Right, so these are our choices. I know there's probably a few more on there, but I'm just gonna go with these ones for now. So we've got Collide, which is a hockey romance, which I love. We've got Lessons in Chemistry and then Not in Love. I've had this one on my TBR for quite some time, probably longer than these two. Maybe we do... So, Lessons in Chemistry. I saw this one on some of the YouTube girls that I read. It was one of their book club books, and they all seem to love it. I'm pretty sure they all gave it 5 stars. So it says, Chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott? I don't know. Would be the first to point out that there is no such thing, but it's the early 1960s and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute take a very unscientific view of equality. Forced to resign, she reluctantly signs on as the host of a cooking show, Supper at 6. but her revolutionary approach to cooking, fueled by scientific and rationale commentary, grabs the attention of a nation, and soon a legion of overlooked housewives find themselves daring to change the status quo, one molecule at a time. That could be something a bit different compared to the romance books. Yeah, let's do that. So for my fourth prompt, a book that is a standalone, we're going to do Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I'm excited to read that. It's different to what I've read before, I guess. I think I said I was only going to do 4, but I feel like doing one more. And I really hope I get the book that I want. Oh, even if I don't, I can just pick it up as part of my monthly reads anyway. A book with under 400 pages. I don't think the 2 that I want. I don't even... Please be under... No! 432. And I just know that this one is not going to be 400. I don't even know why I'm going to bother looking. 600 and something. Okay. Let's try and choose a short little sweet one then. Maybe The Naturals, because I've heard really good things about this one. And that's bound to be under 400. Yeah, 308. So The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So it says, to catch a serial killer, you have to think like one. Cold cases are about to get hot. Cassie is a natural at reading people, piecing together the tiniest details. She can tell you who you are and what you want. But it's not a skill that she's ever taken seriously until the FBI come knocking. They've begun a classified program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases, and they need Cassie. What Cassie doesn't realize is that there's more at risk than a few unsolved murders, especially when she's sent to live with a group of teens whose gifts are as unusual as her own. Soon it becomes clear that no one in the Naturals program is what they seem, and when a new killer strikes, danger looms close. Caught in a lethal game of cat and mouse with a killer, the Naturals are going to have to use all their gifts just to survive. Ooh, it says, and then one of the recommendations on the back says, The Naturals is a criminal minds for the YA world, and I loved every page. And the writing is quite big. I'm excited. Okay. Now, fingers crossed I can get through some of these pretty quick. Like, they're not too long. The only big book I've got there is Five Brothers. The rest of them are pretty short and sweet. So I'm really hoping I can get to the second book of ACOTAR. I want to get, A Court of Myth and Fury. And then I really wanted to get to the next book in the Chestnut Springs series because I read the first one and flippin' loved it. But I will talk about the books that I read last month in my weekly vlog coming up. Now, a recap of the books that I'm going to be reading in November from my TBR jar. We have got The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes for a book with under 400 pages. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus for a book that is a standalone. We have got How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong, which is for a book with a reading related word in the title, so story being that word. We have got Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas for a book with a unique male character name. And last but not least, we have got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage for a book with a 3-word title. So I'm excited to get started on these. Like I said, it is the 7th of November, so we're already a quarter of the way through the month. But I'm hoping that I can get a good amount of reading done because I've got the next 4 days off and then I'm on a few PM shifts and a few 12-hour night shifts. So that means that I should be able to bring my book in, fingers crossed, and read for a bit. So I'm excited to see what I get to this month. So thank you so much for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will update you guys on how I go throughout the next week. See you guys later.